Hey, beloved. So, talking to multi-creatives, multi-passionates. Um, I'll share with you. I did a podcast. I'm trying to find the link, and I did it with a sister friend, Essence Evolved. We did it on Clubhouse, and the conversation was to support multi-passionate, multi-creatives, right? And talk about the journey of that, each of us that experienced that. And also how others can support those you might have as a loved one, or a friend that's a multi-passionate, multi-creative. Because oftentimes we're seen as doing too much, right? We're seen as not being really focused. But some of you, from childhood, immediately your family recognize that. Well, sometimes creativity or who you are really don't come out until later, like in your years. So for me, um, when did I recognize? Way before I had kids, I recognized that I enjoyed doing creative things, and then I recognized that I could do or have interest in multiple things, and if I really had an interest in it, I could apply myself and learn it. If it resonated with my excitement and passion. And so, over the years, I remember when my kids were younger, they said, "Mommy, what you doing now? What you doing now?" I'd always have a separate room in the house that was literally like a craft store, like Michael's. But what I did recognize is that creativity and expression was actually like a healing balm for me. Like I would get bored with the everyday aspects of life, going to work, come home, go to work, come home. I was a single mother. I enjoyed my children, but, I did get bored with the overall routine. But, then when I would dive into something creative, it really helped balance things out. So I look, get up, take care of the kids, go to work, do what I'm supposed to do the performance appraisals to get a raise, all that. But if I had a creative project going on, and in the earlier years before I had kids, I learned how to do silk flower arrangements. And then I began to do weddings and, last minute bouquets for people that were in the hospital, things like that. And I enjoyed it. And so I would go to my 9 to 5. Got my eyes this morning. Work 9 to 5, and then after work after 5 until midnight in my living room creating stuff. So that has been the same thing over the years. I've gotten into the yarn arts, making all kinds of things with yarn and afghans and comforters and big old, hand knitting, right? Hand knitting things with the big chunky yarn. What is this? Arm knitting, hand knitting, finger knitting. I like all those unique things. Then I got into wire wrapping with crystals for a good while. I considered myself a crystal concierge. If there was a crystal you were looking for and you need one of the pendant made, I would do that. I don't know. And then now I'm into the painting, my sound healing, music. Anyway, multi-passionate, multi-creatives, right? So there's some of you that find yourself stuck, and maybe you haven't moved to the phase of allowing others to see what you create. It's something personal, and then that's okay. It truly is okay, But there's some of you who the work that's being downloaded to you, actually that work belongs to the world. It belongs to someone. I create now when it comes to paintings. I always say, and when I was doing jewelry, as I make this, there's someone out there that this is really for. Someone will see it in the right time and bring it into their life. right? They will purchase it. There will be that energy exchange of abundance. They give to me for the form of money, and I give to them because it's something that I've created that they need to have in their life, which, I don't know, resonates, helps ground them, helps elevate them, right? Multi-creative, multi-passionate. So I would have to tell you, though, there's a small voice within inside of me sometimes that's like, what is my intention for sharing? Like what I'm talking about right now. The intention is this. Along life, where I've gotten to right now and why I become excited about the different things to create, to get into creating, is I saw someone else, right? I saw someone else do it, and I saw the joy that they had in doing it. And I can relate to the idea that sometimes when you create, well, a lot of times when I create, you move into like this portal, you move into this zone, so I can sit in front of the canvas and just kind of meditate, just be there, and then you can get images, and then you're in this zone. You don't even know how long it takes you to finish something. It doesn't matter if it's days or in that one-time setting, but there's this healing energy in that as a creative. Some people stumble. You might stumble on the fact that, you didn't realize you had a certain talent in you. And then there's some things that are going to come full circle. Maybe you had a season of writing, right? Well, that season may not be over. You kind of got to go with the flow. Maybe it picks back up at a later time. But you realize, oh, wow, now I really want to dive into this. I have all the resources necessary. Maybe you've even gone as far as publishing a book. I haven't done that yet. I have some friends that have done that. I got to get still in order. I might need somebody to do it for me. Like, I have bodies of work, writings and things like that. And most recently rejuvenated my the affirmative prayer recordings, where people have submitted to me life topic that they would like to hear or experience being guided through affirming prayer for themselves in that particular idea. Different life topics. But again, multi-passionate, multi-creative. For many of us, if you do not take action in the thing that's pulling on your heart to create or to express, then for me, I experience the opposite of expression. I experience depression. Not to take away from those that experience. As soon as I get outside, my allergies start popping up. Not to take away from those who experience clinical depression. I'm sharing my personal experience, and maybe someone can relate. When I'm not expressing, then I experience the opposite of that. Is that a bad thing? Let's look at it like this. When we are in alignment with the thing that really matches the vibration of the pulsation of the energy of our heart that causes you to breathe easy in your life, when you're not in balance and you're not doing those things, maybe you're one that's supposed to speak to people, uplift people. Maybe you're one that's supposed to sit alongside others. Maybe you're a caregiver. Maybe you're one that's a writer, prolific, right? And you've not shared all of what you're writing. The messages are coming through you. Maybe you're a way opener, right? Y'all know the ones I'm talking to, because you resonate with what I'm talking about right now. When you're not doing that somewhere in your life, it's going to feel mundane. Everything's going to feel like, it's a chore, right? You might feel like, I got to work hard in this area in order to be free to do the exact thing that I love to do. Do you imagine getting up and, like, for example, I'm starting to do my sound healing again. I got an event coming up, and I know that now I'll probably do that twice a month on a Sunday. It feels good to be able to do lake therapy, to be able to go out in nature, to have people meet me and, lie on their blankets and their yoga mats and listen to the sounds of the water and nature and get into that grounded space, and then take